Hey YouTube, it's me, Sean. um, this is gonna be my labor and delivery video, and I'm trying to make it quick. Okay, so I went into labor, or no, I got induced Tuesday at 5:30 officially. I was supposed to be there at 4. I got there at 4, but I didn't actually get started until 5:30. And I was still 3 centimeters dilated, so when I went into the hospital, and so what they did was they hooked me up, got my IV going, got my antibiotics going because I was GBS positive, and I got my Pitocin started, and they went, I think it was like 2 milliliters per, like, was it per hour?
Yeah.
Well, per hour. So, and they would increase it every 45 minutes. So it was really a really slow drip, but, or not drip, but, oh yeah, IV drip. And, so, okay, so I got started, wasn't, feeling any pain at first. She asked that I want to get an early placement for my epidural, which I recommend that you get out the way. I know some women get it when they're having their contractions, but I went ahead and got an early placement. And the epidural, it didn't hurt so much. It was just like a lot of pressure, and it hurt like a little bit, like when he was in the bone space. And then they give you like a test dose or whatever, after he places it. And my biggest thing was about me not staying still, because I was so focused on like, okay, I can't move. But my back is it's like at a point where, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Just 1 second. See my little baby, him gotta get comfortable. But so yeah, so the epidural was, what was I saying? Oh, I was so focused on being still, but my back is like to a point where, like, if you like lightly touch it, or when you touch it, I kind of move, like arch up a little bit, or not arch up, but pull my back in. So I was trying to stay so still because I didn't want anything to go wrong. But he placed it. It went good. They laid me back down. The night shift nurses really didn't come in, or the night shift nurse, I should say, really didn't come in and make sure I turned every 20 to 30 minutes, so that way it could, get on both sides. So my right side went numb before my left side did. So by the morning, which by that way, I did not sleep at all that night. I slept like on and off. And when I say on and off, I meant like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and I was back up again because I was like so anxious, about MJ coming. So the whole night I was on and off, and I had a call to get assistance to the bathroom. I ended up getting a catheter placed in once I got the epidural, because before that she put me on a bedpan, and so she called me. She put a catheter in, and when she put it in, it itches. It feels like you have to go to the bathroom, but when you have a catheter in, you cannot, try to make yourself pee because your bladder is pretty much empty. So that's just the way it feels, and it kind of burns a little bit. So I ended up asking her to take it out, and so she took it out, and I didn't have to get it back in until after I had MJ. So anyway, the morning nurses came in. By that time, I was in a whole bunch of pain because on my left side only, because of the epidural only settled in on one side, and plus I think I was up to like 16 milliliters per hour on my Pitocin. And so when the morning nurses came in, they called in the anesthesiologist to give me another dose of the epidural, whatever. I don't know, like a double up or whatever. So anyway, both sides went numb, okay, and I actually got some really good sleep. It knocked me out, but they still came in every 20 to 30 minutes to turn me, and so it knocked me out. But I did not hear the doctor. I didn't hear them come in. They woke me up to tell me, like, we're gonna break your water. I was not awake when they broke my water, because I fell back asleep shortly after they said that. They did tell me they were gonna place an electrode to monitor his heartbeat, but I was not awake to feel that being put on him, or to even have him, to witness them doing it. I didn't really wake up till like 9, 9:30 that day. So, okay, so the Pitocin's going, they're checking me, and because like throughout the night they checked me too, and so they checking me, after I woke up, and so I started to feel pressure, and so we did some practice pushes, and um, by I think 11 we pushed. I don't know how many times, but Mike, did we push from like 11? We started pushing at 11:30 or 11 o'clock practice pushes.
Yeah.
You just said yeah. You don't know. Okay, so anyway, we started doing practice pushes with the nurses, and yeah, only thing that hurt it was my sister. She was holding my leg on this side, and my hip on this side was like really hurting, and to the point where I didn't want my leg to be up, this leg to be up, my left leg. So, but anyway, I had to get through it. It was a lot of pressure, a lot of pressure, and I felt like it was gonna. I was waiting for it to like burn or to hurt really bad to the point where I would be crying and everything else. I pushed really good, and so the doctor said, and it was controlled, but at the same time I still tore, and I was tore from like my urethra down, and so I have stitches, and what else? And also when I was pushing, they actually she was trying to stretch my perineum too, so I wouldn't tear, and that does not feel great either. And I was kind of like hoping she'd stop, but then you can see the head, and when the head comes through, it's just like there's no turning back now. You just have to get it out the way with it, just get him out. And his head came through, then his shoulders, and then I didn't cry like I thought I would. They put him on my chest, and he was looking up at me, and he came out sucking his thumb, and yeah, and I got to hold him for as long as I wanted because he wasn't in any distress. His dad cut his my husband cut his umbilical cord, and I got to hold him as long as I wanted, skin to skin. So it was awesome. I have my complaints, when I was pushing and stuff, because I knew when I had to push, and they were kind of like talking among themselves, and I'm like, hello, can I push? Like, pay attention to me, like, don't ignore me. But that's neither here nor there. I enjoyed my experience. I just wish I was a little bit more alert when they came in to break my water and when they, did the early stuff. So MJ was born at 12:30. So from the time that he was born until I think later that night, I did not sleep at all. They moved us down like a couple hours afterwards. They moved us down to the recovery room, and like the epidural had wore off on one leg, didn't wear off on the other, so I had to it just kept buckling on me, and I was so scared. I thought I was gonna fall. But we went to the other room to the postpartum part, and it was smaller. It was nice, and we got to bond with MJ, have more visitors, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I know the doctor came in like, are you getting any rest, because you're always holding that baby? And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting rest. Like, I really wasn't, but I'm not gonna go to sleep with my babies here. I know I got my whole life, but I could not just stop, holding him. So, but I did try to get some rest, and my hips haven't went back to how they were before, and I don't know, so I had bad pain like one time, like really bad pain. But other than that, it was pretty cool. So that's my labor and delivery story. So yeah, if you're thinking about having a baby and you're like young, or you're curious about birth or the pushing part, because I didn't really feel my labor or my contractions. I just want to tell you that, because I got my epidural put in, like, he actually came in and put the fluid in and got the little the drips, the PCA pump started right before they broke my water. So I didn't feel my contractions or anything, or before they did it. He did it before I was dilated to like 5, I think 4 or 5, and that's when he went ahead and put it in. So I didn't feel my contractions. But if you're wondering about the birth part, let's just say I'm glad I'm not doing this again until MJ's 5 or 6. seriously, pregnancy is not easy. It doesn't go the way you expect. The labor, if you get induced, it's not as bad, but I know some people that don't really get pain medication like I did, you know, until they're 4 centimeters. The pushing part, I felt, I didn't know I was going to feel something. I thought I wasn't going to feel nothing, but I did feel something. So it was just kind of like crazy, and then all the pressure and them pushing down on your belly, it just, I don't know. And I don't know, you just got to think twice, you know, if you really, really want to do it. And also, I didn't really get disappointed about breastfeeding. I did, because don't get me wrong, I did cry. But you have to remember, like, you know, even though you plan and educate yourself so much to do it, you still have another person that has to learn how to latch on and learn how to do it. And if they have, like, an issue, like, you know, MJ does with not wanting to open his mouth wide enough, then you have to do what's best for your baby. Overall, he's still going to grow up and be, you know, a successful young man and be smart and everything else. It's just, you know, he was bottle fed and I was bottle fed, and a lot of other people were bottle fed. So maybe on my next child, I'll try to breastfeed. But this baby right here.
You wouldn't tell them how you cry when you couldn't breastfeed?
Yeah, I just said that.
Oh.
I did cry because I really did want to breastfeed. I did so much reading on it. I bought breast nursing pads. I bought the cream, the lanolin and everything, which they said they're testing it to see if it's really safe for babies. So be careful when you buy that product. Like, just keep researching it and watching, like, studies that are being done on it. But yeah, I did cry because it was like I banked on doing this, like, from day one. And then on top of that, like, you know, we were successful. Like, he was getting milk or colostrum. He was, you know, having his bowel movements. He was peeing. Everything was going great. It was just my nipples were super sore because he was sucking real hard on just, like, a little bit of my areola and mostly my nipple, and it hurt like crazy. So, and I tried everything. I had the lactation consultants come in and help. I had the nurses come in and help. And stop, Mike. I had everybody come in to try to help me feed my baby, but he would turn really red. He would cry, and when he would get upset, he would not latch on at all. And he does that now. If he's upset and mad, he'll cry. He won't take his pacifier. He won't take his bottle. You have to calm him down in order to get him to do something. So, yeah. I don't know. So yeah, like I said, just a little PSA, public service announcement. If you're young and planning to get pregnant, just know that everything doesn't work out the way you think it'll work out, and that is not easy. All parts of it, and then you have to deal with your beautiful blessing and bundle of joy, which is not easy either. But, like, there's plenty of people that have done it before, so, you know, it's possible. But I would recommend you just wait and, you know, do your education, have fun, you know, do it later on in life. Because I'm 24 and, yeah. I'm not going to say I wish I waited, but I wish I could have graduated so that way, you know, we would be better a little bit, you know. I would feel better because that's what I would have graduated in April, actually, if I didn't have to sit out the semester. So so anyways, that is that. Also, since I got induced, I would have, if I could have done anything different, I would have brought okay, gosh, if you're induced, one thing I would say is bring something to do, because for the first, I don't know, the rest of that evening, all the way into that night, there was nothing to do. I didn't think I was going to go into labor like that. I thought I was going to have contraction. I wouldn't have time to do something. But I would really bring something to do. And a book is not going to work because you're going to be so distracted. So, anyways, I'll have to do another video later. I'll look at my list of videos and then get back to you guys on how everything's going. So, with that said, me and MJ are out. Say bye, MJ. See you later. Bye, YouTube. Thanks for following my mom. Okay.